All right, you guys ready to get started? That's right, yeah. All right, so I wanted to start off by thanking all of you for coming and joining us here. It's a really crowded room. It's amazing to see. Thank you for coming here to Orlando at Ignite here with us. My name's Rafael Lopez. I'm a program manager on the OneDrive and SharePoint team over in Redmond, Washington.
And hi, everyone. My name is Stephen Rice, and I'm also a program manager on the OneDrive and SharePoint team.
Yeah, and we're just two people, and we're representing an amazing team back home in Redmond that has done an amazing amount of work that we are really privileged to be able to show you today. So personally, this is my third year at Ignite, and I'm extremely excited to show you all of the amazing ways that OneDrive enables you and your organization to collaborate seamlessly and easily inside of your organization across Microsoft 365, today with a focus on external sharing. So over the next 45 minutes, we're going to go over 4 main topic areas. We'll start by giving an overview of the different ways that OneDrive enables you and your organization to easily and securely share across Microsoft 365. Next, we're going to talk about what's new for end users. It's been a whole 13 months since Ignite last year, and there's a ton of new stuff, and Stephen and I can't wait to show you all of what we're bringing to end users. But then, towards the end of the session, we're going to switch gears and talk about all of the admin controls that we offer so that you can manage and control external sharing to the unique needs of your specific organizations. And we know that both in the crowd and in the recording, there are a lot of admins out there, and we love you too. And so, of course, we have a lot of new features just for you so you can even better manage inside of your organization. So let's get started. You know, the main takeaway that I want you to get from this session is that OneDrive makes external sharing easy and secure across Microsoft 365. And so in this overview section, we're going to go over what I hope are relatable scenarios and show how OneDrive makes it easy and secure to accomplish them. The first one, super simple. I have a folder filled with sales materials that I want to share to a prospective customer of mine, Larry. And I just want to get a link, and I just want to have it work. I want to make it easy for them. I don't want to make them sign up or sign in for anything. After all, this is representing me and my organization, and I'd be really embarrassed if he couldn't get it to work. And what's more, because they're sales materials, I'm okay if he forwards it on to other people. So let's see how you can do that with OneDrive. Switch over here, and this is my OneDrive website, and you'll see that I have this folder filled with sales materials. So I'll select it, and all I have to do is hit share, and from here I just type in Larry at fabricamairlines.com, select him, write a quick note, and hit send. Just like that, OneDrive is going to craft an email notification and send it to Larry, played by Stephen. So let's switch over to his perspective and see what that looks like.
Thanks, Rafael. So here I am. I'm Larry. I'm in my email inbox, and I see I've got an email from my partner. Cool. So I'm just going to click open and open it again. And just like that, it's going to open up in the OneDrive website. I can see the material. I can look at the various photos that Rafael sent me as part of the sales material. And yeah, this looks like an amazing lake. I think I'm going to buy the lake.
Yeah, well, I mean, we sell drones, but I mean, sure.
I'll get the drone instead. Okay.
Yeah, so as you saw, it's really, really easy to send shareable links with OneDrive. All you have to do is you hit share, type an email, hit send, you're on your way. Super, super simple. As we'll talk about later in the session, though, sometimes your organization might change what the default link is set to. And when that happens, all you have to do is go into link settings and choose the option that's most appropriate for what you're trying to do, like shown in the screen. So let's talk about what exactly did we just see. Go behind the scenes. What is an anyone link? An anyone link is a transferable, revocable secret key. It's transferable because it can be forwarded to others. When I create one and I give it to Stephen, he gets access as you saw, but he's also able to send it to anybody else inside or outside of his organization, and it would work just as easily as it did for him. But it's revocable. This is one of the benefits of working in the cloud. I can go and I can delete that link at any moment, and Stephen, as well as anybody else that he's given that link to, would lose access immediately. And it's a secret because you have to have the link to have access. and you can't guess what that link is. There's no file names in it. There's no folder names in it. You can't guess it. Someone needs to give it to you for you to have access. And if you don't have it, you don't even know that that file exists. And so visually, you'll see it's really straightforward. When I create the link, I give it to someone, they have access, and they can give it to anybody else inside or outside their organization. But if you don't have the link, you don't have access. So there you have it. Anyone links are the easiest way to share files and folders in OneDrive. For a lot of cases, this is really all you have to do. Create a link, send it, it works. It's guaranteed to open for anyone who receives it on any device, whether they're on a phone, on a desktop, a laptop, a tablet, doesn't matter. They click the link, it works. And crucially, recipients decide who else gets access to that file by deciding who to forward that link to. But of course, even though these are great and solve a lot of use cases, it doesn't meet all possible scenarios because it's very common in your organization for you to have content that you don't want to be accessed by external users. And so, but at the same time, you still want to enable seamless collaboration within your organization. And so these people in my organization links, the ones with the blue icon, are really great for that because they work, when you look at it visually, they work just like before, where when I create one, I can give it to anybody. And as long as they're in my organization, it'll work for them. But even if an external user gets that link, OneDrive will protect your content and block it. And so, because it'll ask them to sign in to an account that they don't have. But crucially, even within my organization, people who don't have the link won't know that that file exists. And so if you have users in your organization that are using Search or Delve or in Office.com or OneDrive, the recommended strip, they're not going to see files for links that they don't have. And so when you create these links, anybody who doesn't have the link doesn't have access. Really important to understand that. This next scenario is one where I have a sensitive file that I need to share with an external partner. And I want to keep it secure. And what I mean by secure is I want to make sure that only that specific person has access to that file. And even if he were to forward it on to other people, I want to make sure that that doesn't work. But just because I'm trying to keep something secure doesn't mean that I want to make it difficult for them to access it. I still want to make it really, really easy for them. And again, it's representing me and my organization. And so if they aren't able to access that file, then I'm going to look really bad and I'm going to feel embarrassed. So let's see how you can do that with OneDrive. So I'll go here again into the website. And this time I'm going to select this blueprint file for a drone. I'll select Share. But this time, because I don't want that link to work for anyone that gets it, I'm going to select Specific People. Hit Apply. And which specific people? Well, Larry. So I'll type in Larry again, and I'll hit Send. And again, OneDrive is going to craft that email notification and send it to Larry's Fabricam Airlines mailbox. So let's go ahead and switch over to Steven and see what that looks like.
Thanks, Raphael. So again, the important thing to note here is, as Larry, I don't even have an Office 365 account. I'm a G Suite customer, but I can still collaborate with Raphael using OneDrive easily and securely. So all I have to do is open up his email and click Open. And this time, you'll notice that I'm prompted to sign in. So I'll follow the steps and sign in as Larry at Fabricam. But wait, you might be asking. I don't know how to sign in as Larry because I don't have a password. And this is where our super easy and secure one-time passcode flow comes into play. Even though I don't have a password, I don't have an Office 365 account, I can verify my identity by signing in with a code that is sent to the email address that Raphael originally shared with. So let's switch back, and I've already got a mail. Perfect. Enter the code. And now that I've verified my identity, I can view the file, and let's see. There we go. I can see the drone. Awesome. Now I understand what we're selling, and I'm definitely going to make it.
I hope you buy it, right? That's
yeah, of course.
So, unlike before, specific people links are non-transferable revocable secret keys. They're non-transferable because they require people to prove that they're intended recipients. As you saw, when Steven clicked on the link, the file didn't just open. It said, hey, we have to make sure that you're actually Larry. And the way that that happens is by sorry, one sec, prove, yep. The way that you prove that you're an intended recipient is by signing into an account if you already have one. But if you don't already have one, like what we saw in Steven's demo, you don't have to create an account. OneDrive will just send you a simple one-time passcode to verify that you're actually in ownership of the email address that the sharer secured that link to. So as you can see, specific people links are a great way to share your more sensitive content. And they're easy to use, as you saw, even when sharing externally, because OneDrive will never require external recipients to create accounts and remember passwords that we know that they're going to forget in a couple days or a couple weeks. So as you saw, OneDrive lets you share easily using shareable links, either ones that work externally with anyone links, or ones that block external access, the people in your organization links. And when you want to share in an extra secure way where only a specific person can get access to your content, you can do that too, even externally, without requiring people to create an account. This, in addition to it being really simple user experience like Steven showed, it's also a huge win for security because external user access is tied to the lifetime of their employment. If Larry doesn't work for Fabricam Airlines tomorrow, he's going to lose access to his larry@fabricamairlines.com email address. And so the next time that he tries to access my organization's content, he's not going to be able to because he won't be able to get that one-time passcode that OneDrive emailed to that email account. OneDrive continues to be the only enterprise-class cloud collaboration solution out there that lets you share in this easy and secure way without requiring anybody to ever create an account. So all of the demos that we just saw were out of the OneDrive website. But you might be wondering, well, what if I don't work out of the OneDrive website, and what if I use other tools instead? Do I still get all of the same sharing capabilities? And the answer is yes, because whether you're working out of SharePoint or out of the Office apps, or if you really continue to be a desktop user and you use tools like File Explorer, or maybe you use Finder, then you get still a consistent sharing experience across Microsoft 365. And this year, we're excited to be announcing integration with Outlook and with Microsoft Teams. And so no matter where or how you work, you're able to share securely in the same way across web, desktop, phones, tablets with the same experience and all of the same capabilities. Thank you. So throughout the session, Steven and I are going to be referring to OneDrive a lot, but we wanted to make it really clear that whether you're storing files in your OneDrive or in shared libraries that are part of a SharePoint site or part of a Microsoft team, because OneDrive is the Files app for Microsoft 365, you get all of those same sharing capabilities that we're going to talk about in this session across Microsoft 365, no matter which app you depend on the most to do your work. Okay, so it's been 13 months, right? So let's talk about what's new. In the theme of sharing consistently across Microsoft 365, we thought we'd start out by showing the new integration that we're bringing to Outlook. So I'll switch over to my web browser again, and this time I'm going to go to Outlook on the web. And you'll see that I got this email from Deborah about some 2020 product forums, and I know that my manager, Megan, was interested in this. So I'm going to go ahead and forward this email, and as I do this, take a look at this link down here. So I'll put in Megan in the to-line. I'll say, here you go. I know you were looking for this. And you'll see that the link turned red. And that's because Outlook and OneDrive are integrated together, and we're letting me know that this link won't work for Megan, even though I put her on the to-line. But it's not just telling me that. It's saying it lets me actually configure it, again, using that common sharing experience that you see across Microsoft 365. And this example in particular is pretty good because the Anyone link is disabled. And we'll go into those sorts of capabilities in the future that you can configure as an admin. But because it's using this common experience, Outlook is actually respecting all of the sharing policies that you've set up in your organization. Now, you might be wondering, what if the user hadn't noticed that the link turned red? Well, it's OK, because if they hit send, Outlook will catch you right here and prompt you you're about to send something that doesn't work. And you can choose to send it anyways in case it's actually intentional. But if you want to make sure that they can access the content in your email, this integration really helps you do that. Thank you. So as you saw, with the Outlook integration, you can know what kind of link you're sending before you hit send. And it shows you the permissions, whether it's a link that you pasted or a link that's in the body of the email thread, like what I just showed. And it's able to detect access issues before you hit send, so that you can fix them without having to send a follow-up email, which can sometimes be pretty embarrassing. In this picture here, what you're seeing is a different variant to what I showed, where there's a link that only works for internal users, like what we were talking about earlier. But you see that Larry, that external user, is on the to line. So Outlook's saying, hey, this isn't going to work for Larry. And the way you fix it is with that same sharing experience that you're already accustomed to. This is available already on Outlook on the web, and it'll be coming soon to Outlook on the desktop. And we're solving all of the same use cases in Microsoft Teams. We demoed this last year in the session, if you were there. And it'll be rolling out this month, and you'll have it by the end of the year. So now Stephen's going to show some improvements we've made to OneDrive's block download feature.
Yeah. There we go. All right. So last year, Raphael actually was on the stage and talked about sharing links that block download for Office files. And we heard a lot of feedback that we really wanted to make this work for other file types as well. Well, today, we're going to announce some of those new improvements. So let me show you how this works. So here I have an Illustrator file, so definitely not an Office file. All I have to do is click Share, go into the link settings, and now I have the ability to block download. Yeah.
Exciting.
Even better, I can copy it, and now let's see it work. So I'm going to paste that link into an incognito window, and you'll see that OneDrive once again loads in that file.
Here it comes.
There we go. And as you'll notice, there's not a download button on the ribbon. There's no download button here in the information pane. And if I right-click, I promise you I'm right-clicking, you just can't see it, no Save As shows up either. So the link is, in fact, blocking me from downloading the file.
Yes, and so block download capability, really the point is it lets you keep your documents, your content in the cloud. And the reason why you might want to do this is to avoid out-of-date copies that get sent around in email attachments or, email attachments, which can cause confusion in your organization when people are looking at different versions of the same file. Earlier this year, we introduced support for specific people, so whether you're specific people links, so whether you're sharing with anyone links or people in your organization links, or now even specific people, you still get that same capability to keep your documents in the cloud. It's been available for Office files, but in early 2020, we're going to be expanding support for PDF and other file types. Some of you may start to see that at the end of this year, but all of you will get it in early 2020. So this next one's really exciting for me because it's actually the number 3 item on user voice. And so pretty excited to show you this new capability that we're introducing. So Stephen and I are going to show you this one together.
Yeah, so this is the request files feature. So in this case, my scenario is I've got this sales proposals folder, and I'm really trying to evaluate these different proposals from different partners. Now the key here is that I want to have these files get uploaded to me, and I want to make sure that, say, Raphael or Irvin or Larry can upload files to me so I can see them, but they can't see each other's files. It'd be bad if they could compare proposals without me wanting them to. So to do this, all I have to do is select a folder and pick the new request files option. I can enter a description for my request. So in this case, I'm looking for sales proposals for that Mark 8 drone that we've been talking about. And I'll click Next. And then I have the ability to either copy the link or I can email it. So in this case, I'm going to send it to Larry at Fabricam, this time played by Raphael, and ask him to please upload your if I can type, proposals here. Perfect. So once again, OneDrive is going to craft an email for me and send it off to Larry. And to see Larry's perspective, let's switch over to Raphael.
So you'll see here's the email notification that I got letting me know that Alex is asking me to upload content to the sales proposals request. So I'll go ahead and when I open this link, I'm going to open it in a private browsing session just to show you that it really works for external users, really simple. Again, doesn't require them to sign up for an account or do anything at all. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that unlike sharing a folder, Larry, me, I'm unable to see any of the content that's in the folder. So I have no idea whether there's 100 files in here or 0 or 1 or whatever. I really have no idea what's in this folder, but I can still very easily just upload files to it. So I'll go to my desktop, select this Word document, and because I'm not signed in, OneDrive is asking me for some very simple basic information, which is my name, and I do know what that is. So type in Larry and hit upload. And in just a couple of seconds, you'll see that that'll be completed. Cool. Now let's switch over to Steven and see what that looks like from his perspective.
Perfect. So I'm actually going to start on my email and show that earlier today, Irvin, one of my other partners, uploaded a file to me. And I get a notification letting me know that Irvin's file is now in that folder. All I have to do is click See New Files, and it takes me to the folder. And I can see I've got 2 files here now. One is a file from Irvin, and the other is the file from Larry. So now I can make that comparison, decide which proposal I want to go with, and then contact my partner and close the deal.
Cool, right? So as you saw, OneDrive now lets you pick a folder and request files, and when you do that, you get a link that works for anyone. So you can send it externally, and it works as simply as what you saw me do. You click the link, it works, you upload it, you hit done, and you're done. And when you send it, you get that simple experience that doesn't let you see any of the content inside of that folder, which is really the really important part of this feature. And once someone submits that content, you're going to get an email notification letting you know that someone actually did submit new content to your folder. And so you don't have to periodically go checking it. You actually know when there's new content that's been added. So really excited to show you this feature. It's rolling out now, so some of you in the audience might already have it, and all of you will have it by the end of the year. And as you saw, it works both for external users, which is what I demoed, but of course you can also do it internally, and we detect that signed-in account and make you skip the step of typing in your name. So Steven and some people in the audience know that I absolutely love this feature, so well, Steven's excited to show it.
Yeah. So let's switch over. So let me ask you all a question first. How many of you have ever been sent a PowerPoint deck? It's probably, I don't know, 100, 200 slides. And like, can you check out slide 57? And you load up PowerPoint, you start scrolling, and then finally you find the slide you care about. It's kind of an annoying thing, doesn't take that long, but we're here to make that experience better. So here I am in PowerPoint Online. I've got a much shorter deck this time, it's only 5 slides, and we've added a new capability to get a sharing link directly to this slide. All I have to do is right-click and pick Link to this slide. You'll see it opens up that common sharing experience, and let me show you what happens on the other end. It's pretty magical. All I do is paste in the link, PowerPoint opens up, and as you'll see in a moment, it takes me directly to slide 3, the one I copied to. Yeah, this is one of those features. It's such a small thing, but it makes such a big difference, especially as you deal with it day after day after day.
Yeah, so as the name implies, it's a feature that lets you get a link to a slide. But the best part is that it continues to work even as you start reorganizing your deck and moving slides around. In our demo, it was slide 3, but that's not to say that tomorrow it's not going to be the 4th slide or the 2nd slide. But it's a link to the slide, so even if you start moving it around, people are always going to be taken directly to that slide. And as Steven demonstrated, it's using, again, of course, that same sharing experience that we have across Microsoft 365 so that you're still able to control exactly how you want that link to work. It just has this extra attribute where takes people directly to that slide. This is available today on PowerPoint on the web, and it'll be coming next year to the desktop versions of PowerPoint. So another way to direct people to specific content is with @mentions. And we introduced @mentions earlier this year across Word, Excel, and PowerPoint on all platforms. And so I hope a lot of you are using it, and for those of you who are, you're familiar with the fact that when you get @mentioned, you get an email notification. And these are great, but we're making them better by showing you the comments in the email without requiring you to actually open the document. But not only that, but we also show you the context surrounding those comments. In this case, it's a PowerPoint file, and all of those comments are on a specific slide. And so when you get that email, you're going to get an image of the slide so that you know what those comments are even referring to. But the best part is that you're even able to reply back into that document from Outlook without having to ever open the document. So, and of course, when you do this, the other people that are in that comment thread are also going to be getting email notifications, and you're all able to collaborate super effectively, super efficiently, all within Outlook. But for people who are actually still opening the PowerPoint presentation, of course, those comments do still show up, no matter what platform, what version of PowerPoint they're using. But it's not just for PowerPoint, it's for Word also, and of course, also for Excel, and all of them are coming to you this year to save you time and let you collaborate faster. For this next feature, I wanted to start out by going through a scenario that we see a lot of new users do, but also even experienced OneDrive users do this as well. And it starts by you just uploading a file to your website, to your OneDrive, and then you open it, and naturally, you copy the link out of the address bar and you send it to someone. But you never shared that file, and so they get access denied. So let me show you what we're doing in OneDrive to help with this experience. We're introducing an admin setting that lets admins control who links copied out of the address bar will work for. You can choose to keep the existing behavior where links only work for people that already have access. And we know that a lot of you probably will continue to do this because you see it as what's expected. After all, it's the way the product has always worked. But we have a lot of customers who actually expect those links, if you go through that scenario, to work for anybody in the organization that gets that link. And so we're introducing this new admin setting that makes it so that when people copy links out of the address bar and send it to people inside the organization, it'll work for them. Now, it blocks external access, and just like we talked about before, you actually need the link. If you don't get the link, you don't have access. And so with this setting, if you were to replay the scenario from before, you upload the file, you open it, you copy the address bar, and you send it to someone. As long as they're within your organization, they'll be able to view it. So we call this address bar sharing, and it'll be coming in early 2020, and you're going to be able to choose whether to enable it or not. But if you do, it'll really enable seamless and easy collaboration within your organization. We're going to have a lot more information about this and how it interacts with existing policies that we have, and as we get closer to releasing it. So really stay tuned to our blog on Tech Community and Message Center, et cetera. But a really important aspect of this is also that end users still get full control. And so per file, they're going to be able to decide if they want that link in the address bar to be shareable, or if they want it to make sure that it only works for people with existing access. So now let's switch over and talk about how you can manage and control external sharing in your organization.
Perfect. So I wanted to start with kind of an overview of the types of settings we have in Office 365 to manage external sharing. So let's start by looking at a list of the types of features we offer. Sorry, that's not all of them. Still missing a few. OK, so you all got magnifying glasses at the door, right? So you can see. No. Okay, we're not going to do it this way. We have so many settings, it doesn't actually make sense for us to go through each of them one by one. Instead, what I want to do is kind of a practical guide to how to manage external sharing in OneDrive and SharePoint. So there's really 4 pillars to talk about. There's controlling who can share. This is kind of the sending side of things. There's controlling which external users can be shared with, which is the recipient side of things. There's controlling what can be shared, the content. And there's controlling how sharing links can be used. So let's start by talking about how you can control who can share to external users. And we're going to walk through all these visually because I find it really helps understand how the policies work. So of course, you can make it so that everyone in your organization is allowed to share externally. Super simple, very easy. But we know some organizations have more strict requirements. Maybe you want your users to go through training first. Well, and that's where our ability to restrict external sharing to only specific people comes in. You can have users go through training, whatever it might be, add them to a group, and then only users inside of that security group are going to be allowed to share. If they're not inside that security group, they can't share externally. And then, of course, you can make it so that no one can share externally. Now, I'll caveat that with we don't expect and we don't find many customers actually turn off external sharing all up in their organization. We tend to find that when you do that, people will just resort to classic attachments where you don't get insight, you can't revoke access, and things like that. But I do want to show you that it exists just for the purposes of completeness. Now let's talk about how you can control which external users can be shared with. So this is the recipient side again. So as we showed you earlier, you can enable sharing with anyone via those links that work for anyone. I can get a link, I can pass it on to people inside or outside my organization, and they can pass those links on further. Or you can choose to disable that and make it so you can only share with authenticated users. What this means is if I share to Larry at Fabricam, he's the only one who's able to access that content. He can't forward the link to anyone else. But and it works for people inside or outside the organization. Even more restrictive, say you have a competitor. You can actually create a block list of domains and say, I don't want to allow anyone to ever share with people, say, at fabricam.com. And the flip side is you can do an allow list. You can say, I only ever work with these partners, and in order to secure my content, I'm only going to allow people at, say, microsoft.com to be an external user in my directory. And then the final level of restriction here is you can go even further. You can prevent your internal users from even inviting new guest users in the first place. If there's a guest user in your directory already, you can share with them. But if you want to invite someone new, you have to go through your IT department. Now let's go to the third category. So we're switching from end users now into the content side of things, controlling what can be shared externally. And so, of course, you can make it so external sharing is available without restriction from OneDrive, from shared libraries, wherever your users work. You can also apply policies on top of that with things like DLP to block sharing of sensitive files. So say you want to prevent files with social security numbers from ever being shared externally. Now, I'll say there's a lot of content and power in this particular slide, in this space. We don't actually have time to cover it today. But thankfully, there have been not one, but 2 talks that Sesh has given. One was, I believe, yesterday, and I think the other one is either later today or tomorrow. And I definitely recommend checking out if you're interested in DLP, access policies, labels, and classification. Now, you can also block sharing from OneDrive and only allow sharing from SharePoint, external sharing. And of course, on the very end of the spectrum, you can make it so external sharing is available only from specific libraries. So if you want to set up, say, a specific extranet site for a specific partner, you can do that. So for that final pillar, let's talk about how you can control how externally shareable links can be used. Now, first up, you can require expiration on links that work for anyone within some time frame that you as an admin specify. End users can get a link that expires sooner than your policy, but they can't make one that expires longer. Now, Raphael talked about default links and said we'd mention them later. So this is the section on default link types and default link permissions. And it's about what is the experience a user sees in the sharing dialog when they open it for the first time. And I apologize, I'm about to use the word default a lot more than I ever thought was possible, but bear with me. So by default, when you open up the share dialog, you get a link that works for anyone. But we know that sometimes you are concerned that users won't think about what they're doing, and you may want a link that's a little bit more restrictive. And so you can change that default link to a link that works for people in your organization. And the really cool thing here is that end users still have the power of anyone links available to them, but they now have to make a deliberate choice to go and switch to that link type. End users are protected from not thinking, which we all know they do on occasion, and you can be confident that your data stays safe and secure. And of course, you can default the link to specific people as well. So these are links that aren't shareable. They have to type in a specific recipient in order for it to work. And just like there's a default link permission, there's also a like a default link type, there's a default link permission. So by default, it's an edit link. But if you want to default links to view permission, you can do that too. All right, I think I'm done using the word default, at least for
now.
For 5 minutes. So that's kind of the brief overview of how you can manage external sharing. We have a lot of different capabilities. We don't expect that every single organization is going to use every single policy. In fact, I would probably advise against restricting things that much. It ends up making end users a little unhappy when you do that to them. But we do expect that if you have a particular need, whether it's from compliance, security, whatever your use case is, you can find the mix of policies that will work for you. Now, as Raphael said, it has been 13 months since the last Ignite. You saw how much we've done on the end user side. Now let's look at what's new for admins. Now, cool. You can applause for new features in general. It's OK. So 2 years ago, we announced the one-time passcode experience that we've been showing you off today. And it made secure sharing super easy for end users. And we heard a lot of feedback from a lot of you that it was great to have a great end user experience, but you felt like the admin experience was lacking. Many of you wanted some of the power and features that are available in Azure B2B, things like conditional access, requiring multi-factor authentication, and more. And that's why we're pleased to announce available in preview today is the ability to have the new Azure B2B integration with OneDrive and SharePoint. Now, the really cool thing is that end users continue to get that same simple, easy, secure, one-time passcode experience. In fact, all of the demos we've done today with that experience so far are using the new integration. But admins will now see new and improved capabilities that you get with Azure B2B. This is available today. And there's a lot of things you can do here, but as just a very quick and tangible demo of what you can do here, Raphael's going to show off multi-factor authentication for external users.
Yeah, so multi-factor authentication is one of the most common conditional access policies that are applied, and you can apply them for external users specifically, which is what I'll show in a couple seconds. So at the beginning of this session, you might remember when I shared with specific people to Larry. And we were showing the end user experience like this, and then we showed Larry's end user experience. But because we had that integration enabled, if you take a look at the admin experience, you'll see that there was actually a guest account created for Larry the moment that file was shared with him. So we'll go down here, and here he is. Now, it may seem like a small thing that an account was created in the directory, but because you have a guest account, it means you're now able to apply all of the capabilities that Microsoft 365 and Azure Active Directory give you, such as multi-factor authentication, which you can configure in the Azure AD admin panel. So I've gone ahead and I've already created a conditional access policy here that I've named require multi-factor authentication for guest access to SharePoint Online. But it's been turned off up until now, where I'll turn it on, and I'll hit save. And now I'll go back to Larry's perspective, and I'll find that blueprint file that we shared 29 minutes ago. And you'll see that this time, when I hit open, well, first, I'm still going to be asked to enter that one-time passcode as we showed earlier. That's the first form of authentication. So I'll go back to my email. Here it is. Copy it and paste it. But because that conditional access got applied, I'm not going to be taken straight to that document. Instead, I have to prove a second form of authentication, which is my phone number. And don't tell anyone, but the code is 019585. Hit verify. And you'll see, super, super simple. The admin was able to apply conditional access policies, but that doesn't suddenly take you back a few years and suddenly require external users to create accounts. You still get the best of both worlds, which is what we were trying to show today.
Great. So let's talk about another feature that a lot of you have been asking for. Many of you have told us it's great to have external sharing, but you want to have some process to ensure that guest users lose access to content if it's not needed anymore. This is where our new expiring external access feature comes into play. Admins can require external users to expire after some number of days on a site-by-site basis, and site administrators are allowed to extend access as needed, up to the IT policy. Now, this is coming later this year. So I'm going to walk you through a quick scenario of how this works, and then I'll show it to you working in live code. So let's imagine that I'm the site administrator, and I've invited Elvia to my site. My IT has set up the policy for 90 days. So Elvia is going to get an expiration date 90 days from today. 30 days later, we're going to invite Tim to the site. And Tim gets his own unique expiration date, so I can manage their access independently. Now, before Elvia's access expires, I decide to extend it, and she gets another 90 days. But Tim was kind of he wasn't a great partner. So when I don't choose to renew our partnership, at the end of his 90 days, he loses access to all that content. So that's kind of the scenario. Let's take a look at how this works. So I'm going to switch here to a SharePoint site that I've been working on. And you'll see as the site administrator, I already have a banner at the top letting me know that there are 2 guest users who are going to expire within the next 21 days. I should probably fix that and make sure their access is OK. I can open up the access expiration page, and I can see all of the guest users on the site who are going to expire. I see that Ryan's only got 3 days left, so I should probably take care of that. He's been an awesome partner. All I have to do is select him and click Extend. I'll confirm. And it bumps Ryan out 60 days, which is what my organization has set it to. So you'll see he now expires on January 6th. Now, I can also, of course, remove access. This is exactly what happens if they were to expire. So in this case, if I remove Catherine's access, and I'll confirm, whether Catherine has access to a file, a folder, or the site itself, she loses access immediately, exactly like what would happen if she were to expire. So let's switch back to the slides. Yeah, this is a super awesome feature. It's going to be coming later this year, as I said earlier. Now, next feature is another one. We've heard it a lot. So we talked about default links earlier. I told you we're going to talk about it a little bit more. Yeah, you can celebrate. It's good. We're excited about this one. So as you know, we have 4 different links you can get in the sharing dialog. Links that work for anyone, links that work for people in my company, links that work for people with existing access, the one we're going to talk about in a moment, and links that work for specific people. Existing access links are all about pointers to the document. They don't change the permissions. It's just a way of saying, hey, I need Raphael to look at this. He already has access. Don't worry about it. And we know that many of you have spent lots of time customizing permissions on sites, and you want to make sure that end users don't change those permissions on accident. Well, that's where our new ability to set the default link to people with existing access comes in. You can set it on a per-site basis, and once you do, it works exactly as you would expect it to. If I type share and enter a name, it'll let me know if the user has access or not, and if they do, I can send it immediately. And if they don't, I can still get to all of the different link settings, change it to what I need, and collaborate easily and simply. It's a great way to ensure that your users are able to collaborate effectively without unintentionally changing your permissions. We're really excited about this feature, and it'll be coming very, very soon, either end of this month or definitely by the end of the year. Now, another cool feature we talked about earlier is the mandatory anyone link expiration. We told you how you can set an anyone link expiration that works for your entire organization, say 30 days. But as you know, your organization is made up of lots of different people, lots of different sites, and that means that policy applies to all of those sites equally. And sometimes you have sites with unique requirements. It doesn't always make sense to have your sales site, which is going to have lots of marketing material, expire after 14 days. Maybe you need that to last a little bit longer. That's where our new ability to set per-site mandatory anyone link expiration comes into play. On a per-site basis, you can change that expiration policy. You can make it more restrictive, less restrictive, or even remove it entirely. This is available for IT administrators. It is a great way to make sure that you have the right policy for the right content. This is available today. You can go home and try it out right now.
Thank you.
Now, the last feature I want to talk about is our sharing reports feature. Again, this is another big request we've heard from lots of you, the ability to understand who has access to my content right now. We've rolled out the ability to give admins, site administrators, to see what files have been shared from their site. They run the report, and it exports a CSV file that contains a row for every unique file, user, link, and resource. So every unique permission on the site shows up in that report. And it has lots of amazing metadata in there, like the type of the user, what permission they have, what link they have, and so on, which lets you do cool and detailed reporting on top of it. Now, my favorite way, of course, is to take this data and import it into Power BI. You can make some really cool graphs there. But of course, because it's a CSV file, you can do whatever works for you. If you want to build your own tool to process that data, you can do it too. And I actually got the news, I think literally yesterday, that this is now 100% available in production. So you can go home, try it out. It's super exciting to see.
So as you saw, OneDrive makes external sharing easy and secure across Microsoft 365. We began by showing you how you can easily share using shareable links, either ones that work externally or ones that block external users. And you can share securely to a specific person without requiring them to create an account. You can manage all of those policies using the stuff that Steven showed. And of course, we showed you what's new, both for end users and for admins. But with the 45-minute sessions this year, we only showed you half of it. So please come to the booth. Steven and I are going to be there. We have an amazing team that's going to be at the booth. We'd love to show you more and to go more in depth into any of what we showed you today. So please, before you go, don't forget to rate this session. Super, super easy. Use that mobile app. Your feedback is super important to us. It'll only take a few seconds. And it lets Steven and I keep doing stuff like this. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, everyone.